Hi guys, Tuva here. It is coming up to a very special time of the year and we're going to talk about winter nights. Now in the Nordic terms it is called Vetrnaetr, which does mean winter nights, but their aspect of it is slightly different, and that is because they're living in like two seasons. You have the summer and you have the winter. They also believe very much so in the elves, and you have, they call them the Seelie. The summertime Seelie is called Seelie, but the winter would be the unseelie, the dark aspect of the elves. Now, if you got on the wrong side of the elves, they could impact your lives in a very bad way. It is also the beginning of the new year. So where do we get our traditions from? These things, and that would be to make a pact, to give an oath or an offering of oneself, and to put down what it is you're prepared to do for what's going on around you, say nature, the elves. People will make pacts with the elves so that the elves would be nice to them, that the elves would not come in and disrupt their lives. But you would have to keep to that pact, because if you overstep that mark, the elves would then say null and void, the pact is done, and they would come in and cause you ill health, terrible things happening in your homes. And so guys, at the end of the day, pacts were a very important part of this festival. The Anglo Saxons did exactly the same things. When you look about it, you think, okay, so what are we actually celebrating? You know, it's all about darkness and coldness, and well, it's a time of the year when you sit in your home, you keep yourselves warm and fed, replenishing your health, getting enough rest, taking advantage of the dark nights, making sure that you maybe do a little bit of preparing for the coming sunshine when it does arrive. In England and the UK, we do get darker evenings. It's slightly different for us. We still take advantage of actually being indoors, being with our families, not going out so much. It's not like you're going to want to go out in the cold weather and the rain and the snow and the bitter winds. So it's a time to nourish your family, nourish yourselves, and get enough rest and do some learning. Take the opportunity also to study up on your craft and maybe learn new things for the following year. It's also the new year, so a good celebration to be had. Now when it comes to actually doing a ritual, that is something that you don't have to make a big deal out of. It's just recognising where you're at. Of course, if you're in a big group, you can have a big celebration, which is lovely. You might ask, well, what's involved? You are in fact honouring your ancestors, those that have passed in the year that's just gone, and anything to do with remembrance. So you can remember the good times you had with your relatives that have passed on. Also, it's a time to recognise that we are all mortal and we will all end up as becoming ancestral. It's also a time, if you are psychic or have mediumistic abilities, to use those abilities to bring forecasts through for the following year. It's also a time when we can spend that time acknowledging what our ancestors have done for us. In Vetrnaetr, they always recognise Odin on the wild hunt, where he flies through the sky, the honoured dead that follow him in the wild hunt, and they go forth across the skies looking for the chaos that comes with winter. We can acknowledge it's the full moon, we can acknowledge it's the new year, we can also think about those that have passed, making a pact with the elves. And so there's quite an abundance of things that you can actually do. Now, this particular year, in 2022, it will fall on the 8th, the 9th and the 10th of October. You've got the 3 stages of the full moon. Now you want the 9th because that's when it's completely full, and that will be the day really to do your ritual, if you want to do it on the day. Some will do it on the 31st, Halloween, because the energies seem to be more aimed around that time, because you've got loads of people celebrating even though they don't realise what they're doing. So you've got lots of those energies going around. Now, the celebration doesn't have to be a huge one. If you are practicing alone, you can just acknowledge, just do what comes from your heart. As long as you mark the date and are present spiritually for that, that's all that's needed really. But of course some people like to make a bigger thing of it, and so I don't these days do huge rituals. I don't personally see the point of it. It's what's in the heart, it's what's in the mind and the spirit, it's the intent, and it's what you want to achieve from it that's more important. If you're working in a group, you can have a really nice celebration and a party afterwards. Why not? Another thing that a lot of practitioners of Seder will do this time of the year, if they're living near a mound, a burial mound of some sort, where they know the ancestral background to it, will sit and to acknowledge your ancestors and to allow the spirit of them to make physical contact with you, which means you have to be in a trance-like state for many hours, just sitting peacefully all night long outside the burial mound, and a lot can be attained from that. But you also have to be careful. If you're in a land like here, to go to the local graveyard, you do not know who is going to come from those graves, the ancestral graves. What spirits may venture forth, and they may not be who you want them to be. So it's not really the sort of thing that I would be doing myself. I would probably go to the graveyard and take some earth from a grave, one that I feel drawn to, one that I think may need to be used in the ritual, and you can use that earth on your altar to represent death, to represent those that have passed, and to recognise our physical states, that we are mortal. And so that can be used in that way. But of course, those that are really living in the wilds where there's lots of burial mounds, you will find that they will probably do the other sort of ritual. Another way of doing this is to sit with a bonfire, meditate and take mugwort, and to fly high with the gods and get messages, get the things that they want you to know. The god and the goddess would be Ol and Freya. But this particular god is a winter god, renowned as a warrior, but also the great hunter that has a perfect bow. No one could be better hunting than this particular god. But he also wore snowshoes and brought the snow with him wherever he travelled. He was the son of Sif, but also the stepson of Thor. He was very, very powerful and very recognised. In fact, so much so, it does talk about when Odin was banished for 10 years from Asgard, that Ul ruled in his place. There's not a lot written about him, but he's important enough to have had that given to him to do. The patron saint of skiers. So he's quite widely used and quite well known. Freya, again, I like to use her because she takes the dead. She takes warriors that she picks to herself, and so is renownedly known as a Valkyrie, to take them to hell and to her place, being a magical being. The practitioner Seda, she would be the one to ask for insight and your magic to be enhanced. She also brings through her spirit of knowledge in the magic. So, a good goddess to bring through at this time of the year. When doing ritual, guys, it's what comes from your heart at the end of the day. It's what you want to achieve, as I said earlier. And as such, we want it to not be about perfection, but about what it's doing in the spiritual realms. As a Seda practitioner, I would not use circle casting, but what I would do is either dance, drum, or sing sacred space within the home. When you're outside, you can call out and use sound. Sound is very, very good for creating a space for you and for your gods and for those that you want to invite. Not something to be performed like a drama or an act. It's about creation of the magic within you. That's the point I'm trying to get across to you. It's not about how you look, how you sound. It doesn't matter if you can't sing properly. It doesn't matter if you can't drum properly. It's what's there, what you want to give. And that sounds perfect to the gods, for they realise the energy that you're giving out. On the altar, I have a statue of Sif and Thor, because they are the parents of Ul. I also have my candle with Freya on to represent her offering. Can be food, can be a note written, but written in beauty before it's burnt. Anything. The oath could be written beforehand and then passed through the flame. So you could have your cauldron with flames inside, or if you're outside, you could also have a small fire. So it's using your imagination at the end of the day. And you just bring in with sound. Walk around, letting the energies build up. You'll feel the tensions leaving and you'll feel the energy clearing. And as you feel it, you can stop the drumming. Ul, we seek you today, O God of winter, who brings forth acknowledgement of our inner being. Son of Sif, who brought through all that we need at this time of the year, being a good hunter, and we seek your blessing this day. Hail to thee, Ul. Hail to thee also, Freya, bringer of those who go to Folkvanga, for those who go to hell. Bless this, our offering today. which is of us. Hail Freya, I give this today in honour of your work that you do with those that have passed, mainly those that you call to you. But I also want to thank you if you have taken those that I know of, my thanks and gratitude, that you may allow them to be present with us this day and to give us kind thoughts, to allow us to feel their presence. Hail Freya, I give this to you. Ul, thank you for all you give us, and in return I would like to give you my special obsidian, that you may be able to use it to give you insight, to be able to see the magic through the stone. Hail to you, that you bring forth food for us, that you bring forth all we need for the winter, that you also aid us in many ways. Hail to you this day. May your journey on the wild hunt be joyous. May chaos be set aside for this day as we celebrate the year ahead. Now the meet and greet will be with whoever shows themselves to you. It could be Earl or it could be Freya. Whatever one comes to you, they may give you something that you need, a word, a picture, whatever it is. So I'm going to use my drum again, and we're just going to do a very quick meet. So get yourselves comfortable, get yourselves really comfy. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Relax. And listen to the drum. Listen to the tone. Is there a loved one that you want to reach? Call out their name. Think about them. Think of the time you had with them. Call out their name. If you want to speak to Freya or Ul, call them. Just relax. Listen to the drum. going to come back. Come back with whatever message, picture, feeling you have. Bring it back with you. This is just a quick acknowledgement of how easy it is for you to connect. And you're coming back. Back. It's just a quick one to see how quickly you can connect, because the veil is thin at this time of the year. It is the most perfect time that you can contact those who have passed over, contact your guides, your helpers, deity, and they will give you the messages that you need to receive at this time of the year. I hope this can give you maybe some closure. I do feel there are some of you out there who need closure on someone that you may have lost, you know, an answer, or just to know that they are okay. And I hope today, just being in that feeling of energy, that you will get some sort of answer or some feeling of support, love, anything that can help you feel a bit better. I love to do these videos for you guys, I really do, and I want to know what the sort of things that you would like me to do for you, because having picked quite a few different subjects, I'm still not sure what you actually want, and so I'm going with the gut instincts that come to me, but it might not be what you want to actually see. So please do leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like, and if I can accommodate it, I will. If you talk to me, I will talk back to you. I always will, because I'm like that. That's who I am, and I like to help people. So if you want to know anything, let me know and I'll get back to you. Thank you to my new subscribers, I really do appreciate it, and to all those that are always there supporting this channel and me, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not going yet though, guys, I just wanted to put that in now. At this point of time, you can do so many things. The next thing you could do is to put your oath or speak your oath out. Now, if you want to involve the elves or the seelie or the unseelie at this time of the year, then you can either write a letter, put it on your altar. At the end of the day, you can then burn it ritually. You can burn it with incense. Now, I have here my smudge stick. You can use your smudge stick, a light, and then burn the note via this. And it feels more sacred. Again, it's all about how it makes you feel. At the end of the day, that's what ritual is about. It's moving your consciousness to a different level to make you connect easier to deity, to where you want to be. So guys, drumming, singing, dancing, anything that comes from that heart, done in the right way, will speak mountains. As I say, putting that letter in the flame sends it to all the fairy folk, and if they accept it, they will show you a sign, finding money in your house on the floor. When they want to give a gift, they give it. And if they give you a gift, it's a sign that they've accepted what you've asked. And so for the next 6 months, they will look after you, your house, your health, your family. Just don't upset them. It just means you have to be understanding of what's going on in your garden. For example, look out for the animals that come. Feed them in the winter. Give them water when they can't get any. Little things like that will mean a lot to the Seelie, because that is their kingdom, and they look after the animals and they use the animals to aid them as well. So if you are doing the right thing for the environment, you won't be on the wrong side of them. The pact will be okay. So if you want to do that, you can do that. And then at the end of that, that's it. The ritual is ended. And so all you do really is thank them for, and thank all that have come to spend that time with you. And then later on, when you're having food, lay an extra space for them, put the meal there for them, and when you've finished your meal, take that meal and put it on your altar for the night, and then obviously dispose of it the next day. You're just opening up that place for your loved ones or those ancestors that have come to visit, like you would do if they come to see you and they were in a physical body. Just being honourable. And at that, you are finished, and you don't have to close a circle because you've not opened one. So you just say, thank you so much for your visitations this day to be with us. And I thank you, Freya. I thank you all. I thank you, my ancestors and my guides and helpers. And I now send you my love and my honour and my oath that I will be doing your will for the next year. And I bid you all hail and farewell. And at that, guys, you've finished. And so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a fantastic winter night. And I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Love you loads. Wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Lang.